So in today's video, I thought I would just go ahead and share with you some of the brushes that I've been loving. Most of them are drugstore. I think most of them are pretty affordable. I have something for every use, from foundation, blush, bronzer, highlight. I even have some eyeshadow brushes. So I have quite a lot, so let's go ahead and jump in. So for my foundation, I do usually use a beauty blender. However, if I'm not using a beauty blender, I will either grab for the Sigma F80, the flat top. I was going to include that one. However, that one gets so much love here on YouTube, I thought I would share a couple of other ones with you guys. And the first one that I have is the Sigma F82 Round Kabuki. And as you can see, it's just a dome-shaped, very dense foundation brush. And what I love this for is more thicker foundations, just to go ahead and spread it out evenly. This will give you such a flawless, full covered finish. Say that 3 times fast. And I love this. You will not get streak lines. You will not look cakey. This just blends everything out beautifully. And the dupe that I found for that was the Morphe M439. So as you can see, the Morphe is a bit bigger. The dome on it is a bit larger. So you are able to cover more area with the Morphe. However, they both blend out thicker foundations so well. I haven't found a brush that blends out my concealer as well as the Beauty Blender. So once my concealer is on it and blended out, I will go ahead and set it with the Morphe E48. And as you can see, it is a tapered brush with longer bristles on the end that with shorter bristles on the end that taper into a point at the top. Guys, this brush is perfect for that inner corner, under the eyes, and dead smack on the forehead. I love this for setting under the eyes. I even dust away. If I go ahead and bake, I will use this to dust it away. It just has that perfect shape where it'll fit right in the middle of the forehead, right on the cupid's bow, the chin, under the eyes. So this is usually what I use to set anywhere that I have put concealer. And the next brush that I have is the Real Techniques buffing brush. It's just that orange dome-shaped brush. And what I like to use this one for is any cream product. So if I use a cream contour, I will go ahead and place the product and then blend it out with this brush. And it just blends it out beautifully. It does not look streaky. It blends it out so beautifully. And I just love this for anything cream. The next brush that I have is the e.l.f. powder brush. This brush is similar to the F80 by Sigma, just because it is a flat top, but it has more of the texture of a blush brush. And what I like to use this brush for is to set my foundation. So I will go ahead and take any pressed or loose powder, and I would just dip the brush into it and then just pat it all around my face. With it being a flat top, you just cover so much area in a short amount of time. So I absolutely love this for setting my foundation. And the next brush I have is a blush brush. It is the BH Cosmetics 110. I've tried so many blush brushes. I've tried a bunch of the angle kind, and I've even tried the dome shape ones that are supposed to place product directly on the apples of the cheek, but I have not found one that I liked better than this. This just places product perfectly where you want it to be and then blends it out like a dream. This is by far the blush brush I have ever used, and it's the BH Cosmetics 110. The next brush that I have is the Morphe M438, and it's just another tapered brush that comes to more of a rounded point. What I like to use this for is actually powder contour. So I will start at the base of the ear, just place product, and as I place a product, I'll go ahead and go in circular motions while blending up. This does everything. It places the product perfectly. It blends it out. It does not leave a harsh line. This is great for contouring. And the next brush I have is the Ulta Blush Brush. And as you can see, it is more of a paddle brush with having wider sides and then flat in the middle. And I don't use this for blush. What I love to use this for is actually bronzer. I find that with the shape of the brush, it just gets the area that you want to place the bronzer perfectly. So for my face shape, it just places the bronzer perfectly where I want it to go. And not only does it place it, but it blends it out. It's not a brush that you just have to place it, go in with another brush to blend it out. This does everything for you. And then the shape of it is perfect to get right in that hairline, underneath the chin, under the lip, anywhere you want to place bronzer. This works perfect. Now, once I have my blush and bronzer on, I will then go in with the BH Cosmetics 109 stippling brush. I have a few other stippling brushes. I have the Morphe, which is about double the size of this, and the Pink Real Techniques, which is about half the size of this. And I have to say, For the use of what I'm using it for, this is the perfect size. I find it just gets right on that cheek area and blends everything out perfectly. So if I put on maybe too much blush, or my bronzer's looking a little muddy, or anything like that, I use this, go in, and it smooths everything out to a flawless finish. And the next stippling brush I have is the e.l.f. stippling brush. And what I like to use this for, as you can see, it's much smaller than the BH Cosmetics. What I like to use this for is usually strictly highlight. Now, if I put on too much highlight, which I usually do, go ahead and use this to blend it out. Because the size of this is so small and so compact, it works perfectly for getting right on the high points of the cheek and just blending everything out beautifully. And the next face brush I have is the Morphe 459, and it is just a very dense flat top brush. And what I use this for is to actually chisel out my contour. So if my contour is looking a little messy and I just want to clean it up, I'll go ahead and dip this into a setting powder or a loose powder, and I'll just go ahead and just put one little line right underneath and then clean it up, and I'm good to go. I also like to use this for eyeshadow. Now, I will do the same thing, dip it into some loose powder and put just a small line right on the edge of the eye. Go about my eyeshadow, wash it away. Go about my eyeshadow, and it catches all the fallout. So if by chance you do your face before you do your eye makeup, just take a brush like this, dip it in some loose powder, put just a little line right on the edge of your eye, go about your makeup. And you can take any kind of brush like this, wipe it away, and all the fallout will be gone. So the last face brushes that I have are for highlighter. I have two from Morphe. One is the M501 and the other is the M510. So I'll go ahead with the 501 first. I'm sure you guys have heard almost everyone on YouTube rave about this, and it is for a good reason. This places highlight perfectly right on the high points of the cheek, but it also blends it out. So you won't get just a sharp, intense line. It actually blends it out seamlessly. The other Morphe brush I like to use for highlight is the M510. Now, this one I like to use mainly for intense highlights. So, if I want to use one of my really intense highlights and I want to soften it a little bit, I will go in with this brush. I find that because the shape is like an enlarged eyeshadow blending brush almost, it just softens the highlight so beautifully. Now, if I want to use that highlight and keep it intense, I will go in with the 501. But if I want to use any intense highlight and just soften it, this one works absolutely perfect for that. And if you have seen my latest BoxyCharm, this will probably look familiar to you. This is the So Susan fan brush. Now, I don't like using this one on the tops of my cheekbones. It is a little thin, so I find that I'm using a lot of product. So what I like to use this for is actually the bridge of my nose and the Cupid's bow. I find it's just thin enough for that, and you won't get that weird zebra stripe right down the nose. It blends it out beautifully. I absolutely love this. And then, now the last brushes I have for you guys are eyeshadow brushes, and two of my favorites are the Sonia Kashuk number 109 and the Mally blending brush. Now this one doesn't have a name or a number, but what I like to use these two for are transition shades. So whatever shade you're going to start off with, I like using these for that. I just find they give you so much control, and you don't have to really work hard with these. These will just place the product where you want and just blend them out. The next blending brushes I have are by the brand Luxie, and they are their tapered blending brushes in 205 and 229. So as you can see, 205, the hairs on 205 are just a little bit longer than the 229. And what I like to use these for are, I do have a bit of a hooded eye, so usually I would take my transition shade up a little bit higher than normal and then fake a crease. So that is what I would use these for. I will use these for the second shade, which is usually darker than my first, and I will go right underneath that. I will not go past that first transition shade, but I find these are just amazing for that. They put the product right where you want them and just blends it out. And the next blending brush I have is probably a cult favorite. It is the Sigma E40. I usually use this when I'm almost done my eyeshadow. I will go in and just blend out any harsh lines. If you are looking harsh or messy or anything, go in with this. it fixes the problem, and you're good to go. Sedona Lace EB15, and as you can see, it's almost like a very small tapered brush, and what I like using this for is the crease. So if I'm doing a cut crease, or I just want to deepen the crease at all, I would just take product on this brush, and I mean, it fits perfectly right there in the crease, and it also blends it out, so it doesn't get the product everywhere. It places it, and then you're able to just go in and blend it out so well. And another use I like to use this for is the lower lash line. So I will go in with whatever color that I'm going to be using underneath the lower lash line, take the color that I'm going to be blending it out with on here, and out that lower lash line, and this works so great for that. The last blending brush that I have is the Real Techniques Essential Crease Brush, and as you can see, it does have a pretty similar shape to the Sedona Lace. I just find that the Real Techniques is a bit more domed or rounded at the top. So what I like to use this for is just that outer V. Because this is so dense, it does not blend product very well, but it is just small enough to get right in that inner V. And just what I do is I just almost flick a little bit, not necessarily blend, but just kind of get the product all from one area. And then I'll go in with more of a brush like one of these, and this just applies the product perfectly right there in that outer V. So the last two brushes I have for you guys are the same kind of brushes, just different brands. I have the Morphe 167 and the BH Cosmetics 102. And what I like to use these brushes for are for more cream shadows or anything really glittery. So if I want the shadow to be all over the lid, I'll go ahead and go in with the BH Cosmetics. If I want it to be more on the inner corner or the first half of the lid, I'll go ahead and go in with the Morphe. Okay guys, so that is it for this video. If you have tried any of these brushes, let me know in the comments down below how they worked for you. As always, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video. If you have tried any... The outro, I swear, I don't know.